was very important that we did quarantine her and we did kill off all those worms so that we didn't have to worry about the health and safety of our other animals. I'll get much larger. They're usually double the size of a black bear. A male grizzly bear can be over 1,000 pounds.
So
Whereas a male black bear
we're
can
going to
only
do
be
fish
about
fry
500.
tomorrow, which I think will be fun also.
So you can see how Apollo loves to instigate and get her all riled up.
Oh yeah?
They started the quarantine process. They had a whole vet workup done there at the Alaska Zoo. There's that appear to be orphaned. And so what happens is if you see what you think is an orphan cub, you call Fish and Wildlife. Fish and Wildlife actually goes out and watches and observes it. They did say that several times people think, because obviously she's very tiny, and if you saw her next year and she was this size, you would think that she was orphaned that year, but that's not the case, that they are just on their own. We try to allow them to exhibit natural behavior. So Ellen giving her newspaper is like Ellen giving her leaves or stuff to make a bed out of. So that she took the newspaper and brought it to her bed. That's exactly the behavior we were hoping for. Sometimes we give animals things like Mo, we gave a coffee can to, thinking he'd like the noise it makes, but he just put it on his head and ran around with it. So you can't always predict how these animals will react with enrichment, but regardless, as long as they're engaging with it, we are happy and we've done our job. She did climb the fence once. I had startled her, and it looked like one of those cartoons. She like ran and grabbed the fence, and she looked like she was stuck, but literally she was an inch off the ground.
They're both gonna climb.
I'm exploring. So some aggressive behaviors that you might, to know that if she was more seriously annoyed, would be vocalizations, which sound like a dog growling or a huffing, stomping of the feet. We haven't experienced any of that since they were inside together and Apollo was pushing her buttons. Since they've been outside, we haven't noticed any vocals or, like Ellen said, the clicking or any of that. So we are cognizant and still paying attention. Life in Alaska, looking for a friend for her. We hope that if we do get one, it will be within the next year or so, because we'd like them to be around the same age. It's not very successful to have an older bear with a new young cub. As you can imagine, it's like putting a baby in a nursing home. Nobody's really happy about that. So we're hoping, and for now, at least she has Apollo, and Apollo and her can play together. But hopefully within the next year, we can get her 2 cubs playing with Apollo.
Excuse me, I make great photos. All attention should be on me.